Start. Stop. Start. Stop. Hey, what are you doing with your stopwatch? Since there's less time in the MCQ exam, with the stopwatch I'm checking how much time I'm taking for each question. I know in the MCQ exams there are lots of questions and less time. So there is definitely a need for speed. But just timing the MCQ questions is not going to increase your speed. But don't worry, because in this video I'm going to show you how to solve the MCQ questions fast and accurately. This is not a theoretical video. I'm going to be practically solving MCQ questions on the board, and I'll show you my secret tips and tricks so that you can solve the questions like this. So are you ready to increase your speed? And I would encourage you to sit with a pen and paper and let's crack the MCQ questions together. Before I show you the secret tips and tricks on how to solve the MCQs fast, I want to remind you to practice, practice and practice. Practicing MCQ sample papers and applying the techniques that I'm going to show you will really help you improve your speed and get you tuned to the MCQ pattern. For the ICSE students, I would recommend the Oswald books ICSE combined sample question papers for your practice, since these sample papers are designed based on the latest semester 1 syllabus and specimen paper issued by the board. In one book, you'll get the sample papers for many subjects: maths, physics, chemistry, biology, English, Hindi, history and geography. The OMR sheets are also included. I'll put a link to the Oswald books below, so do check it out. I think they'll be great for your term 1 preparation and practice. Since your exams are coming soon, so keep some time every day for sample paper practice and the remaining time for your revision. So ready with your pen and paper? Let's solve some MCQ questions together and see how we can do the MCQ questions faster. Here's our first question. An object of size 5 cm is placed at a distance of 40 cm from a convex lens of focal length 20 cm. What is the position of the image? So how do you solve these kind of physics questions? The first most important thing is to draw a rough diagram. Many times students feel that drawing diagrams is a waste of time. Absolutely not. First go ahead and draw a rough diagram and visualize the question. So let's do that. This is our convex lens here. The focal length given to us is 20 centimeters. So this is 20 centimeters. The object is placed at a distance of 40 centimeters. That means twice the focal length, so at 2f1. And we need to find the position of the image. Now one thing that might be coming in your mind, that let's go ahead and use the lens formula. 1 by f equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. But stop. Before you go into lens formula and calculations, see if this is a special case. Can you solve it from the diagram itself? And the answer is yes, because we know that when the object is at 2f1, where is the image formed? That's right, we know the image is going to be at 2f2. So no calculations required. This is our special case here. Object at 2f1, image will be formed at 2f2. And you know the image is going to be same size as the object and it's going to be inverted. So object is 5 centimeter, image will also be 5 centimeter. But they've just asked us the position of the image, so let's go ahead and take a look at our options here. So it's clearly going to be 40 centimeters behind the lens, because this is in front of the lens and we know that this is 40 centimeters is 2f1, so that is also 2f2. So answer is going to be 40 centimeters behind the lens. So this is the correct option here. So as you can see, Drawing the rough diagram is absolutely not a waste of time. Anyway, you need that for sign convention if you're going to solve it using formulas. But we can do this question really fast without any calculations because it is a special case. So in MCQ exam, always pause and check if there is a faster way can I solve this question. If not, then you go for the formulas. Here's our next question. Fill in the blanks. The sun is visible to us about dash seconds before the actual sunrise. So first thing, think which chapter this is from. That's right, refraction of light. It's on atmospheric refraction topic. And now you think, what is the value that you know? That you can see the sun before its actual sunrise, and how many minutes before? That's right, the answer is 2 minutes before actual sunrise and 2 minutes after the sunset. It is due to atmospheric refraction. But be careful here, don't take 2 in a hurry. But 2 is not the correct answer. Be very careful of the units. The unit given to us is seconds. So what do we need to do? We need to convert 2 minutes into seconds. 2 minutes is 120 seconds. So be very careful about the units, especially in physics sums, and check the different options and then take the correct answer. Next one is refractive index of a medium A with respect to B is 1.33. What is the refractive index of B with respect to A? So clearly this is a sum on refraction. First important thing is quickly represent the data given to you and think what formula you're going to use. So let's go ahead and write that. So refractive index of A with respect to B is given to us as 1.33. And what do we need to find? Let's represent that. We need to find refractive index of B with respect to A. Now, once you represent the question like this, you can start thinking of the formulas. So what connects refractive index of A with respect to B and refractive index of B with respect to A? That's right, they're reciprocals of each other. So refractive index of B with respect to A is 1 by the refractive index of A with respect to B. That's it. So what do you need to do? 1 by 1.33. Now you might be thinking, how do I solve this? Maybe let's go ahead and do 100 by 133. But then this will take a long time to calculate. So what is the smart thing you can do here? Rather than dealing with decimal things, think about fractions, because you already have some options, right? So you can quickly estimate the answer. So what is 1.33? It's approximately 4 by 3. So let's put that in. So rather than using 1.33, we are going to do the reciprocal of 4 by 3. And what is the reciprocal of 4 by 3? 3 by 4. So we have got 3 by 4 here. So what is our final answer? Since answers have been given in decimal, let's convert it. 3 by 4 is 0.75. So therefore, refractive index of B with respect to A is 0.75. And let's see if we have that option here. That's right, it's right here. So the correct answer is option number D, 0.75. So do your calculations quickly, see if you can convert, decimals to fractions. Always I encourage you to work with fractions, see what things get cancelled here. Here it was a simple reciprocal, and that's how you can solve this sum really fast. The next question here is an assertion reason question. A lot of students are getting confused with the assertion reason question and the different options given. Let me show you a very simple trick how to solve the assertion reason really fast. The first thing you need to do is read the assertion separately and read the reason separately and check, is the assertion true or false? Similarly, is the reason true or false? So work with them separately. So let's look at the assertion here. Lateral inversion occurs in a plane mirror but not in a convex mirror. So what is the meaning of lateral inversion? So in lateral inversion, the left looks like it's right. For example, if you're waving your right hand in front of the mirror, it looks like it's your left hand. Or if you're waving your left hand in front of the mirror, it looks to be your right hand. So we know that plane mirrors, they definitely give us lateral inversion. But do convex mirror also give us lateral inversion? What do you guys think? The answer is yes, because remember, if you think about the ambulance, have you seen the ambulance? The letters are written in a laterally inverted manner so that when the driver who's driving sees the ambulance coming from behind, he can see the word correct because it gets laterally inverted. And what is the rear view mirror? That's right, it is a convex mirror. So think of some practical example, and as you can see, lateral inversion takes place both in plane mirrors and convex mirrors. So what is our assertion? It is clearly false because it says but not in a convex mirror. That's not true. Our assertion is false. Now next look at the reason. So we are going to look at them separately. Convex mirror is a diverging mirror. Is that true or false? The answer is true because concave mirror is converging, convex mirror is a diverging mirror. So this is definitely true. So what is the advantage of looking at the two statements separately? Because if one of them is false, then you don't have to think about is it the correct explanation or not. You directly go to these options. Because look at the options C and D. A is true, R is false. A is false, R is true. The first two options are always that both are true and is it the correct explanation or not. So that is the advantage. Look at them separately first. Don't think are they linked or not, because if one of them is false, you don't have to think about the linkage. And clearly here we know that A is false, R is true. So the correct answer is going to be assertion false and reason is true. So this is how you solve the assertion reason questions very fast. Treat them first separately. If both are true, then you need to think that is the reason the correct explanation of the assertion. Now are you ready for some chemistry questions? Let's take a look. So this question says, take a small amount of copper oxide in a beaker and add dilute hydrochloric acid slowly while stirring. What is the color of the solution? Colors and observations are very, very important in chemistry. Chemistry is always a colorful exam. So what is the trick here? Don't directly jump to the color and observation. Because there's a chemical reaction going on, first try to write the equation. And the advantage is you don't even have to balance the equation. Because it's an MCQ exam, you're doing all this in your rough work. So let's try to write the equation for this reaction. So what do we have here? Copper oxide is reacting with dilute hydrochloric acid. You guys know that metal oxide is a base, and of course this is an acid. So acid plus base is going to give us neutralization reaction, salt and water. So we are going to get copper chloride and water. Again, don't bother about balancing the reaction because we just have to predict the color. So what is going to be the color of the solution? It all depends on copper chloride. And that is why learning colors is very important. Now you may have seen in your books it's written as a pale blue or bluish green. So please check what is the possible answer here. And again, the color in your textbook may not match exactly the color given in the question paper because different books write the colors differently. So don't be very strict about that. Try to find the best option here. So if you have read that this is like pale blue or bluish color or bluish greenish color, then clearly we can see that the best option here is blue green, option number C. Definitely not yellow green, not bluish yellow. Correct answer is blue green color. So I would go for that option here. So always write the reaction first, predict the products, and then think about the color and observation. Next one is acid rain occurred in a certain area. The water was collected and the pH value measured. What could be the possible pH value measured of the acid rain? So you need some chemistry here and a bit of common sense. Look at the options given to you. pH value 7, definitely it is neutral. So it can't be the answer because we have acid rain. 11.5, this is definitely alkaline or basic in nature. This is also not a correct option. So it's a battle between option number B and C. So we have eliminated these two options. Which one will you go for? 2.4 or 5.2? Now we know that both of these are acidic because pH value less than 7 means it is acidic. Now 2.4 pH definitely means it is a very strong acid, and 5.2 is closer to 7, so this means it is a weak acid. So please use your common sense. Can the pH value ever be 2.4? Can it be so strongly acidic? The acid rain? Hopefully not. So I hope we don't come to that situation. So definitely the answer is going to be 5.2. So the correct answer here is 5.2 because this is weakly acidic. So I would go for that option for acid rate. So one important tip is sometimes the MCQ options might be confusing, but use your common sense, use your intuition and try to get to the correct answer quickly. Hope you're enjoying this video, so do remember to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for our YouTube channel. Here's the next question. Which metal has the highest melting point? So read the question carefully. It's asking about the highest melting point. So now look at the list here. Gallium, cesium, aluminium, sodium. So which one will you go for? Now obviously you don't know all the melting points. Even I don't know the melting points of these metals. So how can we quickly arrive at the correct answer here? So again, apply some common sense. Sodium, you know, is a soft metal. It has low melting point. Gallium, you might have heard that it melts in your hand. So it has a low melting point. Cesium, you may not know about, but think about aluminium. Pressure cookers are made out of aluminium. So pressure cookers have to withstand the heat of the cooking gas. So definitely we don't want the pressure cooker to melt under the heat of the cooking gas. So clearly we know that aluminium is definitely going to have a very high melting point. So I would go for aluminium here. Now let's try some maths questions. So here's the first maths question. Using remainder theorem, the factors of the polynomial 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 9x minus 10 are. So what do you do here? You need to find the factors of this polynomial. So one option is you can apply remainder theorem. You know, you can test the different values of x and try to find one factor and then, you know, divide the polynomial with the factor and find all the factors. But that will take some time. So let me show you a super trick how you can solve this sum really quickly. So what is the smart thing we can do here? If you look at the polynomial and all these factors need to multiply to give us back this polynomial. So one, of course, you can sit and, you know, multiply out all the factors and then get to the polynomial. But there's an even faster method. If you look at the constant term here, we need minus 10. So we need to look for those factors that are going to give us minus 10. That means I need to multiply these constants. Minus 2 times minus 3 times 5. No, that's not going to give me minus 10. Minus 2 times 1 times 5. That seems to be giving me minus 10. Minus 2 times 1 times 5 is minus 10. Because you know that only when you multiply all these constants will you get this constant term. So looks like B is going to be the answer, and you can check the other ones will not give us minus 10. So if you multiply these constants, minus 2 minus 1 minus 9, minus 2 times 4 times minus 9 will not give us minus 10. So we have solved this sum really fast without doing any remainder theorem, any of the factors. Just by looking at the constant term, we know the answer is going to be option B here. And this is the standard way of solving the same question. So you look at the polynomial, you check for which value of x, you'll get the polynomial as 0, you've got the factors x minus 2 here, and then basically you divide the polynomial and then you'll get all the remaining factors after factorization. But again, no need to do that. Use the options to your advantage and you can solve this sum really fast with the trick I showed you. Ready for the next question? Here it is. In the diagram, AB is a lamppost 3.6 meters high. So this is AB and it's given 3.6 meters high. CD is the girl 90 centimeters tall. Now everything is given in meters, so I'm going to convert this to 0.9 meters. Standing 4.8 meters away from B. So this distance BD is 4.8 meters. BE is the shadow of the lamppost, so this entire thing, and DE is the shadow of the girl. We want to find the ratio of the shadow of the lampshade or the lamppost and the shadow of the girl. So how do you think you're going to solve this question? Very good. Some of you might be thinking of there are triangles here, so you might be thinking that we can apply similar triangles because you can see that the lamppost and the girl are at 90 degree here. They are standing 90 degree to the ground, and if you look at triangle ABE and CDE, you can see another common angle. So you can see triangles ABE and CDE are similar to each other by AA property, and you can solve it with similar triangles. But let's say you're not very sure of similar triangles, or let's say you got confused in the exam. I can show you a very simple trick to solve this question. Even a class 5 student can solve this question without knowing any similar triangles. So you should use that only if you didn't get the similar triangle trick here. What you can do is you can simply draw this diagram to scale, because please don't try to guess it according to the rough diagram given in the question, because if you look at the ratio here, you might be thinking that BE is looking almost 2 times of DE, so I'm going to choose 2:1 option. No, don't do that. What you can do is pick up your pencil and ruler. So I'm going to take a ruler here and just draw this entire diagram to scale. So obviously you don't have to draw a length of 3.6 meters. You scale it down to 3.6 centimeters. So you draw this, you draw the girl standing at 4.8 centimeters away, and this girl is 0.9 centimeters. So just go ahead and draw this diagram to scale using a ruler and a pencil. Once you've drawn it to scale, then you will be able to see the correct answer. So you can easily measure your BE is to DE, or you'll see it visually that it will be 4:1. So the shadow of the lamppost BE is going to be 4 times the shadow of the girl DE. So the correct answer here, BE by DE, will turn out to be 4:1. So it's option number D. So you can use this trick if you're not sure of similar triangles or you got confused what to do here. Just simply draw the diagram to scale with a pencil and ruler. So even a class 5 student can solve this question and you'll get the correct answer. And of course, if you know similar triangles, you know you can do this shadow of lamppost to the shadow of the girl, because those 2 triangles were similar. So B by DE is going to be AB by CD. The corresponding sides are proportional, and you'll get the same answer, 4:1. Here's a case study question taken from the board specimen paper. It says a hockey field is the playing surface for the game of hockey. Historically, the game was played on natural turf, but nowadays it's predominantly played on artificial turf. And then you have a lot of details here. So one, you can quickly read these details because you will see that they don't help you much in solving the question. So one smart thing you can do is read the details that are important here. And the main thing you can see, what type of question is this? As you can see, there's a graph paper given. There are some values, the x coordinate, y coordinates are given. So clearly you know this is a coordinate geometry based question. So don't get worried by all the details given in the case study. Just skim through it and get to the real question and save your time. So now let's take a look what is the question asking us. So the first question says, if a player P needs to be at equal distances from A and G such that A, P and G are in a straight line, then position of P will be given by what? So visualize this question, look at the graph given to you. You want A, P and G to be in a straight line, and P is equal distance from A and G. So what is P? That's right, P is the midpoint of A and G. So all you need to do here is join A and G, and we are interested in the midpoint here. So of course you can solve this by using midpoint theorem. You can read the coordinates of A and G and find the midpoint P using midpoint formula. But another smart thing you can do is you have been given options. So all you need to check is P is sensibly matching to which option. If you look here, P is in which quadrant? P has a positive value of x and a positive value of y. So let's see if we can eliminate some options here. You can see here x value is negative, so this is not the correct option. Similarly, in the next one, y value is negative. That can't be a possible option. For this last 4th option, you can see both x and y are negative. So it's going to lie somewhere here in the 3rd quadrant. So this is also not going to be possible. So from the given options, the only sensible answer is 2, 3/2, where both the x and y values are positive. So we are confident that this is going to be the correct option without solving the question, without reading the values of A and G, without using midpoint formula. So use the MCQ options to your advantage. So visualize the coordinate geometry questions, see where is the midpoint going to lie, and look at the options. Now if the options are very confusing, you know they have similar values, well then yes, you have to solve using midpoint formula. But always pause and see if there's a faster way that you can solve the question. Let's see this question. If 16 cot x is 12, then the value of sin x minus cos x by sin x plus cos x is what? So whenever you have these trigonometry questions, always look at what you have been given and what is the goal here. So let's see what we have been given. 16 cot x is 12, so cot x I can say is 12 by 16, which is nothing but 3 by 4. And we know cot x is reciprocal of tan x is perpendicular by base, so this is basically the base by perpendicular of the right angle triangle. So you can see the values are given, so you can, the hypotenuse is going to be, if this is 3 and 4, hypotenuse will be 5. So yes, you can do it that way, think in terms of the Pythagoras theorem, or the values could have been more complicated, then it will take time to find the hypotenuse. But another smart trick you can do here is, can we convert the expression given to cot x? So what do we do that? We have sin x minus cos x, sin x plus cos x. How about we divide the numerator and denominator by sin x? So what you do here is just simply divide the numerator terms and the denominator by sin x. So you can see what we'll get here. We are going to get 1 minus cot x by 1 plus cot x. As simple as that. Just substitute the values of cot x in that expression and you're done. So it's 1 minus 3 by 4 divided by 1 plus 3 by 4. So if you simplify that, you're going to get 1 by 7. The answer is option number A. So here, this was the neat trick. Look at your goal, look at what you're given. Okay, let's see if I can turn these into cot x. How do you do that? By dividing the numerator and denominator by sin x, and you're done really, really fast with this question. So especially in trigonometry, look for those simple tricks, how you can solve it faster. If the trick doesn't strike you, don't get worried. You can always use Pythagoras theorem. You know the hypotenuse is going to be 5 here. Then you can find sin x, cos x, substitute the values, and you'll get the answer. How did I get these techniques? It's all about practice. So I would encourage you to keep practicing and you'll get better and faster at solving MCQ questions. You can use the Oswald sample papers for your practice. Links are given below. I hope you found this video useful, and I'm sure if you follow these tips and strategies, you're going to solve your MCQ questions much faster and do great in your exams. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button for our YouTube channel and click on the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of our videos. And do check out the full courses on our website. The courses are on big discounts. Links are given below. And do share our YouTube channel and our website with your friends. So here's wishing you all the best for your exams. Go and give it your best shot.